Ladies and gentlemen, Kolkata and Hyderabad have often shared a competitive but healthy equation hinging over which city serves the better biryani and which boasts of the superior IPL team. But today, that friendly sparring has turned into a full-blown artillery fire. What triggered it was Telangana's Chief Minister Revanth Reddy's analysis that Kolkata is the world's garbage capital. He rubbed it in further, saying that it would win any global competition in terms of filth. Mr. Reddy didn't stop there. He went on to annoy other major metros as well. Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai and Chennai, citing pollution, traffic, waterlogging and floods, while boldly asserting that Hyderabad is far better managed than these urban giants. Listen in.
కేంద్ర మంత్రిగా ఉన్న నితిన్ గడ్కరీ గారు స్వయంగా స్టేట్మెంట్ ఇచ్చారు. ఢిల్లీలో పొల్యూషన్ అనేది పీక్స్ పోయింది. నేను ఢిల్లీకి వచ్చినప్పుడల్లా నా ఆరోగ్యం దెబ్బతింటుంది. దీన్ని ఏం చేయాలో తెలియని పరిస్థితి వచ్చిందని ఢిల్లీ మొత్తాన్ని సెలవు ప్రకటించి ఢిల్లీని బంద్ పెట్టే పరిస్థితి వచ్చింది. అంటే తొందరలోనే ఢిల్లీ నివాస యోగ్యత పట్టణాల నుంచి తొలగించి అక్కడ ఉంటున్న వాళ్ళు ఇతర ప్రాంతాలకు తరలి వెళ్ళిపోయే పరిస్థితి ఉంది. అదేవిధంగా బెంగళూరులో ట్రాఫిక్ జాములు మీరు చూశారు. చెన్నైలో వర్షాలు వస్తే పడవల్లో తిరిగే పరిస్థితి మీరు చూశారు. ముంబైలో కొట్టుకుపోతున్న పరిస్థితులు మీరు చూస్తున్నారు. కలకత్తా గురించి నేను చెప్పాల్సిన అవసరమే లేదు. ప్రపంచంలో చెత్త నగరం కింద పోటీ పడితే కలకత్తా ఫస్ట్ వచ్చేటట్టు ఉన్నది. ఈ మహానగరాలలో 6 నగరాలు ఉంటే ఢిల్లీ, ముంబై, చెన్నై, కలకత్తా, బెంగళూరు, హైదరాబాద్ మన ఒక్కరమే కాస్తో కూస్తో బాగున్నాం.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, predictably, Mr. Reddy's statement has triggered an angry backlash from Kolkata's netas as well as its Aam Aadmi, who are furious with their city of joy being termed a city of garbage.
I will only tell you this, Revanthi. Please find a little time and visit Calcutta. I'm sure it will change your views. I'm sure you will retract your statement. And I will only tell you this. Hyderabad is a fantastic city. It's a beautiful city. So is Calcutta. But there is one thing which is a little better than Hyderabad. Calcutta biryani is better than Hyderabad biryani. And Calcutta biryani has got even an aloo in it. So visit Calcutta. I'm sure you'll change your views about Calcutta.
वो बंगाल को, कलकत्ता को नहीं जानता, सिर्फ इंसल्ट कर रहा है, बकवास है. अगर यहाँ पर आए तो उनका ये जो गलतफहमियां है वो सब दूर हो जाएगा. कलकत्ता एक प्रेस्टिजियस मेगा सिटी है, देश का नंबर 1 जैसा शहर है. तो ये पूरा वो जो लोग बंगाल को हेट करता है, कलकत्ता को हेट करता है, ये उनमें से एक है.
I don't think he should say like this because he is not a citizen of Calcutta.
हमारी पार्क स्ट्रीट है या फिर विक्टोरिया है, शहर की आम जनजीवन इतने खराब है कि एक चीफ मिनिस्टर होने के नाते इस तरीके की वो बात कर सकते हैं.
This is his mentality. I don't know why he have said this, but I don't think. Actually, मैं यही बोलूँगी, अगर वो यहाँ का सिटीजन होते हुए इसके बारे में कुछ ऐसे बोलते, एक्सपीरियंस करते, बहुत सालों से रहते, तो ऐसे बात बोलते तो ठीक है. नहीं तो क्यों बोले हैं? एक्चुअली आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड पॉलिटिक्स, सो आई डोंट नो.
लेकिन कई सारे पॉलिटिकल बातें भी हो रही है. कई लोग कह रहे हैं कि उनको एक बार कोलकाता और बंगाल आना चाहिए. तो आपको भी ये लगता है?
डेफिनेटली ही शुड कम.
Okay, but in the rush to defend their city's honor, Bengal's Bhadralok would do well to reflect on the truth behind Mr. Reddy's remarks. Kolkata, along with its very famous suburbs, Salt Lake and Howrah, have featured amongst India's dirtiest cities according to the 2023 Swachh Sarvekshan survey, which is conducted by the Government of India. In fact, the survey's 10 dirtiest cities are all, you guessed it right, in the state of West Bengal.
Which is at a stone throw distance from Park Street and located at Maidan area. We can see this is the situation over here. We can see it's just a footpath which was full of garbages, and which is full of garbages. You can see that the passerby coming through this area, this footpath, they can easily, they cannot go easily, and this is the situation over here.
And let's not forget the issue brewing closer home for Revant Reddy in Telangana. Hyderabad itself grapples with poor traffic management, inadequate drainage, and pollution, ranking as India's fourth most polluted city. So while Mr. Reddy may criticize Delhi, and he has every right to because this is India's capital and it is toxic like hell, clean up Hyderabad as well. And also, while Mr. Reddy is saying that boats are needed to navigate the streets of Chennai, let him remember that pretty much the same situation played out in Hyderabad during the 2020 floods.
Would you accept or do you stand with the Revant Reddy statements? Do you, even, see that Hyderabad is better than Kolkata or better than all these 5 cities?
When our city itself is not clean and appropriate, so there is no possibility where we can compare with other states and other cities. And you can see in Hyderabad itself the pollution, how it is growing day by day, and the number of vehicles which has been increased day by day. And I don't see any kind of action which has been taken place.
बहुत जल्दी स्टेटमेंट दे रहे हैं, पर एक्चुअली हमको देखना चाहिए कि हैदराबाद कितना अपने आप से कितना शुद्ध है, कितना क्लीन है. तो ये स्टेटमेंट देने से पहले अपने आप को छांटना चाहिए ताकि हम अपने तरफ से क्लियर हो सके.
तो कोलकाता को गार्बेज सिटी बोलना चाहिए, नहीं बोलना चाहिए?
नहीं, ऐसा तो नहीं है. कोलकाता इज़ अ ओल्ड सिटी, वो ब्रिटिश के टाइम से कैपिटल हो चुका है. तो ये तो बोलना गलत बात होगा.
So as the debate intensifies, we are asking, are these political taunts a distraction from the real issue? Isn't all of urban India really unlivable? From Delhi's choking pollution to Bangalore's nightmare traffic and Mumbai's monsoon mayhem, can any of our cities claim immunity from civic apathy? My guest this evening, Dr. Avra Sen, spokesperson of the BJP, Navika Harshe is spokesperson of the Congress Party, Shubhankar Bhattacharya is a political analyst, Sandeep Anirudhan is founder of the Citizens Agenda for Bangalore, joining us on the broadcast as well. Thank you all very much for joining us. Who should I start with? Maybe I should start with Shubhankar Bhattacharya. Shubhankar Bhattacharya, the fact is, I heard a soundbite of a politician from West Bengal saying Revant Reddy is someone who hates Calcutta and is running an agenda against Calcutta, which is why he's making the statement that he is. I love Calcutta. I've stayed there for 2 years. I completely love it. It's one of my favorite cities in this country, along with Chandigarh. But Mr. Bhattacharya, many people have heard Mr. Revant Reddy's statement and thought to themselves, galat kya bol raha hai? Galat to kuch nahi bol raha.
No, it's okay. See, I won't come that harsh on the Honorable Chief Minister, but I've been hearing to his own public over there, the people who have voted him out there, they are already asking him to take heed of the concerns that arises in Telangana. Well, his observation somehow, I think it still smells like, his background of ABVP, where he actually started his politics from way back. So maybe he has not come out of that mindset, though he has switched over his political affinity. But okay, fine, he has that kind of. But I think it should also be appreciated that at least in the bloc, here they have the democracy to talk, to come out clearly about it. They are not made to toe the line. So at least it's okay. But at the very same time, it might concern the Congress as well, because this is one big responsibility on Congress, that when you come up with a lot of regional political parties with yourself, you have to pay heed to their concerns. Just recently, if you remember, there was an issue where the TMC stood out in the parliament, where they didn't sound unilaterally against Adani issue. So that was being seen as that now the bloc is having differences. Or no, it is not about the difference. The same thing the TMC was saying. See, we have our concerns in West Bengal,
which is not being attended.
Sir,
Our voices,
sir,
the
sir,
reason
sir.
why our
Aaj to
MPs
we
are being
promised our viewers in the beginning of the show, Mr. Bhattacharya. You know, I promised my viewers in the beginning of the show कि आज हम political तू मैं नहीं करेंगे. आज parliament में जो हुआ, we will not discuss. We will discuss issues that impact citizens of this country. So let's not drag it towards parliament and TMC versus Congress की लड़ाई. I'm just saying that many people, एक minute, many people who live in Calcutta or who live in Bangalore or who live in Chennai and certainly who live in Delhi will not disagree with what Revanth Reddy is saying. It's a harsh truth. And of course, he needs to look closer home as well. He needs to look closer home as well, Navika Harshe. But many people will say he isn't lying.
No, did I
Dr. Avra
disagree?
Sen, spokesperson of the BJP, please tell us where you stand because, because cities, metros across this country are unlivable. You go to Bombay, people will tell you it's unlivable because it's not about people, it's about big projects. If you go to Calcutta, they'll say it's very dirty. In Delhi, people will tell you, hey Bhagwan, look at this toxic air. It is making our children ill and it is killing people. So, Dr. Sen, there's a problem everywhere. It's not just Calcutta.
Yes, there is a problem everywhere. But what's the main problem is whataboutery. Whataboutery is like a contagious disease. I think Mr. Revanth Reddy has got this disease from Mamata Banerjee herself because this is exactly what the TMC does every time there is an issue in the state. They do a whataboutery and they go to other states to refer to different issues. That is exactly what Mr. Revanth Reddy has done to address an issue in his state. This is not the approach. This is a contagious disease within the India alliance, I would say. But at the same time, he has exaggerated, no doubt, and that is not acceptable. I am myself a Kolkatan. I have been born and brought up in this city. I'm proud of my city, and this is a beautiful place. You have just said yourself, you have also lived in this city. At the same time, while this statement by Mr. Revanth Reddy is an exaggeration, I cannot turn a blind eye to the fact that the Swat Sarvekshan survey, which you have referred to rightly in the beginning of the debate, has termed 10 cities in West Bengal as the dirtiest, which have population over 1 lakh. Why would this be the status quo? It is the responsibility of the state government and the respective municipal corporations to ensure that the cities in West Bengal are not in this list of the dirtiest cities in India. This is really wrong. The problem is the TMC again is doing the same thing. What about they are talking about other cities in other states and they are talking about biryani, which is not contextual in this discussion at all. The reality is the Calcutta High Court, Honorable Calcutta High Court has come down heavily on the state government and KMC a number of times for filling up water bodies and making illegal constructions. The mayor of Kolkata himself is an MLA and holds a ministerial berth in Mamata Banerjee cabinet. And in his MLA constituency itself, there were outrageous accusations of water bodies being filled up and illegal constructions being made. There is a place called Gulshan Colony in the heart of Kolkata, just at a stone's throw from Mamata Banerjee's residence, I would say, where illegal constructions have come up and government lands are being occupied. And the TMC is mum about it. The administration is doing nothing about it. We seriously cannot turn a blind eye to the problem. But at the same time, Kolkata is my city. I am proud of it. Kolkata is the cultural capital of Bengal. We need to introspect. We need to make sure that these kind of situations don't happen. And at the end of the, end of the thing, I would like to say that this is the sheer
as a Kolkatan, then Dr.
of
Sen,
the TMC.
Okay, Dr. Sen,
Yes.
then principally, you're agreeing with what Revanth Reddy is saying as a Kolkatan. You're saying he's exaggerating. And that is the way and the style of politicians. When you're on stage, you tend to exaggerate. But you're saying he's not wrong. But Navika ji, has Revanth Reddy, why is Revanth Reddy forgetting Hyderabad? It's not like Hyderabad is paradise on earth.
What about it? And the thing is, this is the perception of Bengal due to the incompetence of TMC. India Alliance partners are only saying all these things. This is the perception about the incompetence.
I'd like to
Incompetence to sab jagah hai, Mr. Sen. Congress ka incompetence is in Karnataka. It is in Telangana as well. BJP ka incompetence is in Mumbai. And Aam Aadmi Party ka incompetence is in Delhi. In fact, as far as Delhi is concerned, the incompetence is on the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. But Navika, Harshe ji, ये वाटर बाउटरी तो सब करते हैं नविका जी, दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम. क्लीन ड्रिंकिंग वाटर नहीं मिलता इस देश में, वाटर बाउटरी सब करते हैं. नविका जी.
I think this is, we're taking the CM's comments out of context. He was having a meeting with the RTC workers where he says that, listen, all the big cities in the country, including Delhi, Bangalore, Bombay, Calcutta, are having an environmental problem. There is a problem in every city. So let us make sure that that doesn't happen in Hyderabad. You all have to work towards it. If you listen to the rest of the tape, he's telling them, right? Like all the RTC employees, you have to tie up. So it's not whataboutery. It is acknowledging that big cities have a problem, and as a CM of the state of Telangana, that he has to do something, and that we are going to do something, and all the government employees have to do something. It's not making fun of any city. It is just acknowledging a fact. When the union minister says he can't live in Delhi because it's unbearable, we have to accept that air pollution is a problem in Delhi. So we're saying that all our cities are having this problem. Let us make sure that as Hyderabad grows, we don't have the same problems as these huge, big mega cities, cities which house millions of Indians. Let us work. Let us all try our best to make sure that doesn't happen in Hyderabad. That was the context of the speech, and I think we're taking the rest of it out of context.
Well, it has triggered a conversation, and that's always a good thing. And there is never any harm, Sandeep, Aniruddhan, calling a spade a spade. Even if it's a bit hypocritical, there's never any harm calling a spade a spade. Is that what Revanth Reddy has done? It's not pleasant to hear, I'm sure. But he's not wrong. Especially not about Bangalore, especially not about Delhi, especially not about Mumbai, and definitely not about Chennai.
Shreya, I tend to agree with Avika. I think what the Chief Minister was saying was that if we don't take steps, we will end up like all these larger cities. Let's do what we can right now. And if you take it in the context of recent steps that Hyderabad has done, Hyderabad has recently started taking action against encroachments, knocking down buildings of even the high and mighty. Those are great positive steps because the rest of the country is crumbling because cities are getting overrun by real estate mafia, vested interests. And we also have to take it in the context of another grave reality, which is that India is rapidly urbanizing. If you look at the Niti Aayog and other reports which study the trends of urbanizing in India, India has already 40% population living in urban centers. And as we go in the next 1 or 2 decades, it could grow up to 50, 60 or even 80%. In fact, the government is making plans for an 80% urban population versus rural population. If that is the truth, look at where our cities are now. We can't cope with the present level of urbanization. Everything is crumbling. Where will we be if urbanization rises by another 20, 30% or even 50%? The entire country will collapse because all the cities will collapse. And so this inadvertently, maybe Mr. Revanth Reddy has stirred a right debate. We have to look at the state of our urban planning capacity and our urban governance capacity. Both are suffering now, sadly to say, because political parties are not allowing devolution of power to the cities. The third tier of governance, the fourth tier of governance are suffering because the Nagar Palika Act, which was made a law 32 years ago, that is in 1992, still not a single city in India has implemented it. Therefore, we're not building capacity for planning. So every city is suffering from unplanned development, which is why all cities are crowded, all cities are facing traffic problems, all cities are facing pollution, all cities are facing unplanned development, crowding, you name it, all the infrastructure is collapsing. This is happening everywhere. It's happening in front of our eyes. Why do we have to live in denial? We have to take steps to move away from this brink of this disaster.
I agree with you.
And how can we do it? It's already law. Our constitution says every city has to have a planning authority. Every city has to have devolved, decentralized, elected governments. Look at the number of cities which... None of our cities have planning authorities. None of our cities have master plans. None of our cities have proper climate action plans. None of our cities have elected governments. Most of them don't have elected governments. Most of them don't have ward committees. Most of them don't have area sabhas. I mean, I can't even get started on where we are. I mean, the entire, All the cities in India need to pull up their socks. There is no other way. Otherwise, we'll collapse.
You know, the fact is that Kolkata and TMC and West Bengal's chief minister can say, oh, this central survey we don't believe about Calcutta and 10 cities in West Bengal being the most unclean in this country. But the fact is, ladies and gentlemen, every year there's something called a global livability index that comes out. And in this index of the 173 cities across the world on this list, Indian cities feature in the bottom half. So there is a problem with our big cities. There is a problem with urban India. It is a mess. Often it is not about people, but about big infrastructure projects to score political brownie points. Hyderabad and Kolkata are very welcome to have this war of words that they are having currently. But the fact is, as my former boss used to say, as far as traffic nightmares in our cities being an urban mess are concerned, hum aam mein sab nange hain. We'll leave it there for the moment. Dr. Avra Sen, thank you very much. Navika ji, thank you. Mr. Bhattacharya, thank you. And Aniruddhan, thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast. And speaking about something I've been wanting to speak about for a while, Mr. Revanth Reddy, thank you very much for at least starting this conversation. I'm fairly certain this conversation will go nowhere because the powers that be simply don't care about urban India, because possibly that's not where they get their votes from. We'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much for joining us.